Hello everyone, and welcome to another replay brought to you by Shiki StarCraft. This will be uploaded to YouTube, where you guys will probably be watching it. It's going to be a Protoss versus Protoss here on Metalopolis. We've got the red Protoss here spawning at the 6 o'clock position. Intensity, I think I've casted a few of his. And it's going to be the blue Protoss, his opponent, spawning at the 8 o'clock position. His name's kyLotion. Great name. Anyways, so yes, as you guys may have noticed, my voice probably sounds a little bit different. I'm actually using a really high quality headset at this point to see what things sound like. So if you like it, if you don't, give me some feedback, let me know. If you like it, I'll keep using this. If not, I'll go back to my old one. Anyways, fairly standard buildings, build orders for these two players. Almost identical at this point. Both getting pylons at 9 and then continuing to scout in the counterclockwise position, which means kyLotion is going to find Intensity real quick, but Intensity is not going to find him until his last position that he scouts. Getting a gateway up here, and it looks like kyLotion's just getting his gateway now, so it looks like a 12 gateway from Intensity and a 13 gateway from kyLotion. kyLotion's probe is still in the base, and oh, looks like Intensity was about to go put down an assimilator, but kyLotion actually stole both gas. So yeah, he's getting his own gas and two more. That's 225 resources sunk into assimilators. He is going to let these finish. He's not going to cancel them and then recreate them. So that's 150 minerals down the hole that he is going to lose fairly soon, I'd imagine, because if I was Intensity, I definitely wouldn't want to be playing this game without gas. And it looks like kyLotion did go and steal 4 gas out of that, so it's not going to make much of a difference, but it's still funny. Still using this scout to see what's going on. He is getting his second gateway up. And it looks like he is sending a zealot into the base. So what he's probably thinking is that because he spent that 150 resources covering up Intensity's gas, he's not going to have anything to defend, or he may be behind on his gateway and cyber core. But unfortunately for him, he's actually behind on his cyber core. So even though he's got an extra gateway up a little bit earlier, he's not going to be able to do anything with it, as the kyLotion does have one zealot here to block the ramp. kyLotion getting another pylon, so he doesn't get... actually, he was supply locked, so that's too bad for him. Second gateway is finishing soon, and we'll see if he's going to research that warp tech soon. Still running off one gas. I like to get my second gas, as I've said before, after my cybernetics core starts building. Down here in Intensity's base, the zealots are taking out one of these assimilators, and one zealot is going to be chasing down this probe. Unfortunately, probes move faster than zealots, so they are able to micro away from them pretty well. Intensity getting a gateway up and his third gateway and his cyber core, as this second assimilator is about to be killed. But is he going to steal it again? We're going to find out. If he does, that's going to hold him off quite a bit from teching up. No, Intensity does take it first. So, yeah, both assimilators are taken down, crisis averted, and he can continue on building the way he wants. Because he doesn't have any gas at the moment, he still is not getting warp gate tech, although kyLotion, his opponent, is almost halfway done. So he must have chrono boosted it and got it out as quick as possible. Sitting here with 4 zealots and about to be 2 sentries. He will be fortified against Intensity if Intensity does try to push with a bunch of zealots. Unfortunately, with only having 4 zealots of his own, he's not going to be pushing out anytime soon. He is getting a forge here at a rather weird position. I guess that will help if they try to assault his probes. It's going to cover up the holes. But we'll see how that unfolds later. And it looks like he's getting a cannon. He did try to build it here, but there was someone in the way. His probe keeps getting in the way, and it's not being built. So it looks like he's just going to stick with the one cannon so far. Now chrono boosting his warp gate tech. It's already 140 units of time or more behind his opponents, as he already has warp gates finished, and he's getting an additional 2 warp gates. So we are seeing a 4-gate strat from KY, and it looks like he's pushing out. Checking out Intensity's units and the army, we see that KY definitely has an army advantage up on him right now, although he is warping, or training 2 additional stalkers and a zealot, so we're going to see that ramp up pretty quick. Chrono boosting the warp gates again and getting a robo facility. So are we going to see an observer or maybe a warp prism? That would be pretty cool. They are vulnerable to drop in this base, as they are sharing the closest spawn points possible. We are seeing our first engagement here. Not much of a big one, but it looks like Intensity is going to lose these 2 zealots. He might be able to get that one away, but it's not going to be going far, because KY does have some reinforcing troops here that will take it out as soon as possible. Getting these additional 2 gateways morphed into warp gates, that'll help his production. And it looks like we were about to produce something, but I don't see what's going on here. Now an observer coming out. Looking at the units tab, we don't have one out yet, and this is the first time that Robo Bay is being utilized. Warp gates are done here for Intensity, warping in quite a few stalkers. So we're sitting on 7 stalkers and 5 zealots. Getting up an additional pylon because he is supply locked, and a second and a third one as well. So spending lots of resources on that. KY here pushing in. It looks like he's going to try to hold Intensity to his base. I'd imagine that means he's going to come expand real quick. So trying to develop some map control and contain Intensity inside his base. That will allow KY to expand without worrying about being harassed. Both players sitting on a fairly decent army. And we are going to see our first engagement. A couple force fields not really doing much, pushing these stalkers back, but they are still in range of these zealots. A couple zealots push out a little too far and are taken down by the sentries and zealot army. So not a good engagement for Intensity, as they're now back up to equivalent resources lost. Now, if you're wondering how KY's lost so many units, 150 resources of this is actually those 2 assimilators. So that is taken into the total units lost count now as well. I'm not sure if all buildings do that. I haven't been watching or paying attention that close, but we are seeing a fairly